Hello and welcome to Other Half Gaming. I'm Dan and we're here with another Batman The Telltale series review. So, today, although the day of recording would be Tuesday the 13th, and on this day, Batman The Telltale series episode 5, City of Lights, was released today. Wow. Mixed reviews again, I have to say. Let's start with the bad things of this episode, I'd say. Wow, the first chapter, as soon as you jump into the game. And of course, this is my experience on Xbox One. I don't know if it's the same on all games. I have heard that other episodes did have performance issues on other platforms, but for this particular instance, I can only talk for Xbox One. The first chapter. What a god-awful experience. It was constantly dropping out, freezing, it barely wanted to run. I got to a point where I almost turned the game off and walked away. And I thought I'd come back to it and hope that it's gonna, it might sort itself out, or they might patch it, or they might do something. I really did almost walk away in the first chapter of this episode. It is the worst experience I had in all of these episodes. But that said, as soon as I got to chapter 2, it seemed to sort itself out, and I don't know what happened. I have no idea. I really don't. It just performed so awfully. I've never seen a game perform so badly as that first chapter did. And of course you're going to see it in the walkthrough. I will show you how it performed, and it was really bad. I struggled playing. That's how bad it was performing. But anyway, that is the only downside that I had, was that first chapter. The rest of it seemed to perform really well. It was like a completely different game after I finished the first chapter. So I really don't know what was going on there, or why that particular bit decided to drag down so much. But in the actual story itself, I really enjoyed it. It was a pretty good finish to this series, actually. I've been very impressed with the whole thing the whole way through, and I have to say that the story of this actually did finish on par with as I expected, to be honest, and that's really good. I'm glad it lived up to at least my expectations of how it should have ended. Once again, you have some really good choices. You have, again, the choice whether to go as Bruce or Batman, in which, in this particular instance, you're trying to either reinforce Batman as the true figure of justice, which he is, or do I try repair Bruce's reputation? Well, try anyway. There's no guarantees, but do I go as one or do I go as the other? But again, there's many choices in here. Some are the right ones, some are the bad ones. You never truly know until you've played a couple of times through whether you made the first decision being the right one or not. It always, you always have that, what if I took the other choice when it comes to Telltale games anyway. But of course, the good thing about playing a whole series through is you have to live with your choices for quite some time to see how everything pans out. And that's the thing I do like about these games. My choices back in the first one could have heavily affected something that happened later on. And that is the kind of thing you have to live with. And you never truly know, without playing every possible outcome, you never truly know what was good and what was bad at the end of the day. Would I recommend this actual episode? Yeah, I would. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, they will patch that and the beginning will be sorted out. Or maybe I was unlucky and maybe, I don't know, something was going on with my Xbox which caused it to really kind of drop out. I don't know. I would recommend actually getting it. I would perhaps look into a different platform, at least until perhaps they patch it, or you know, something happens to increase the performance of episode 5 on Xbox. But yeah, I enjoyed the story. I really enjoyed it. If you've been playing it up to now, yeah, go get it. Have a look. See what you think. I really think it's worth the money. It's really worth it. And of course at the end they did drop a hint at who the bad guy in the next series or season could be, if they do another Batman series, which I do hope they do. I hope they come up with a season 2. I would love to see that. A little bit of an annoying thing, I suppose, my stats didn't come up on series 5. I ended up having to go to the internet and try find them, which wasn't the most easiest thing to actually locate straight away, but I did find them in the end. For some reason it just wouldn't load. For those who were waiting for the whole thing to come out before actually getting any of it, I'm not 100% sure what to tell you, to be honest. I personally really enjoyed the whole thing. I was annoyed by some of the performance problems, especially in episode 5. As I said, that is the worst performing bit I've ever seen with that first chapter. I've never seen anything perform so badly on any game, let alone any other of these episodes. Yeah, some of the other episodes did have a little bit of a dip, almost like it tried to freeze occasionally, and graphical problems, but nothing that bad. Stuff that you can quite easily overlook. Just episode 5, chapter 1, I don't know what happened there. Maybe it's just a one-off and I was unlucky and my Xbox was doing something weird. But of course you can also check out footage from other platforms, because maybe there are other platforms that haven't suffered like the Xbox One clearly did with myself. As long as the platform problems that I experienced with the last episode isn't a common thing, or they patch it out, whatever was causing it, if there's something with the game that's causing it, I would say yes, go buy it. You would really enjoy it. If that persists, then maybe I would say it is completely up to your patience. If you can be patient with it and get through that first chapter, then fine, go get it. If you're gonna not have the patience and that kind of thing really does kind of grate on you, then I wouldn't get it. Just based on my experience of the last episode, to be honest, which is disappointing because I loved this series other than that one point. As I said, it made me want to stop playing, and that's the only time I felt that during this whole series. But overall, as I said, as long as the performance issues are sorted, or maybe that was a one-off, I would, yes, recommend it. But to be honest, if you're still not sure about buying the whole thing, go out and buy one. Just try number 1. In fact, I think number 1 is free, I believe. And in fact, I can quickly check for you. Yes, so I can confirm that episode 1 is in fact free. So pick up the free one, see what that's like. Or maybe pick up the free one and pay for the second one, so you can get, 2 episodes worth. You can really kind of get into the story enough to work out if you're going to like it or not. Once you're 2 episodes in, the story is starting to develop a bit more, so you kind of get an idea whether or not this is going to be a series for you or not. So yeah, try that, see what happens. Buying each episode individually is actually, it's obviously not as cheap as buying it in the long run, but if you don't like it by the end of episode 2, you've not lost a great deal. You're only going to be spending, well, at least on Xbox One, I know it's like £5 and something. I think it's 19 pence. So you're not actually going to be losing a lot by actually buying one episode. So you actually, for trialing a game you're not sure about, it's not too bad. It's not a lot to lose. But I really did enjoy it, as I said. Again, if the performance issues can get sorted, I would strongly recommend it. I really would recommend it. If you've played it up to now, I would recommend this episode. If you haven't and the performance issues continue, I would say probably stay clear. Which is really disappointing. I wish I could say it differently. But that really annoyed me with some of the performance issues. And as I said, if you're still not 100% sure, go buy or go get the free one, maybe buy the second one, and really try it, see what you think. I don't think you'd be that disappointed in it. And if you're only just getting the first 2, by the time you get to 5, hopefully it'll be sorted out. And while we're on series related things, the thing that probably bothered me the most about the story, I think, is you go through the whole first 4 episodes kicking ass, obviously, other than the main bad guy, and episode 5 you keep getting your ass owned, sort of thing. You're really, people get the better of you occasionally, or a bit of the time, which I suppose really is meant to represent how much Bruce has become reliant on bat tech, but it's kind of almost like a completely different character. So anyway, I hope you're fully informed on this. If you want to ask any further questions, ask me anything else about performance, the actual story, choices, you want to ask me what things I did over things you did, and you want to know what the difference is if you haven't had a chance to play it multiple times just yet, then obviously feel free to leave a comment below, and I will get back to you as quick as I possibly can. But if you haven't seen the last episode of Batman Episode 4 Guardian of Gotham, we actually released it on Saturday because... No, we didn't. We released it on Sunday even, because of obviously the release schedule of Episode 5. We wanted to get it out before this episode got released. So that's what happened. After this, so about an hour after this is uploaded, at 8 o'clock, we will have part 1 of City of Lights up. So the first part of the final episode will be up, and you'll be able to see how badly the game in fact performed for myself, if you want to know quite how bad it performed. So, hope you like this video. Please like, share, comment and subscribe, and I will see you soon with more videos on Other Half Gaming. Bye!